Cable grip's not as loud, but you get the point. Welcome to Open Mat Chronicles. 1865 Rod here. We're coming back at you guys once again. We got Schaefer in the house.
What's up, everybody? Schaefer's in the house. What's the word?
What's up, Harold?
Chilling, man. Chilling. We're having a good time already. We actually had a really good time. We had a bunch of visitors came through. That shit was
that was
crazy.
awesome. Man, you know what's funny? Like, I wish I knew, though, because I pull up. Okay, so class starts at 6:30.
Right.
Some context to it. I show up at like 6:20. And there's like 25 guys in the parking lot. I'm like, what they look? I thought I was about to get jumped, man. It's like, looked like a coup. Coup d'etat. We taking over everything. Yo, that was straight up Dojo Storm.
It was legit, for real.
Dojo Storm.
And it's funny because I got up there and I was setting up for teaching and everything. And I was like, yo, this is like that old movie, The Warriors. Remember that? It's like, Warriors, come out and play. Yay.
What school were they from? I want to shout them out. They were good dudes. It's Yuba City Ground Up.
Yeah, something
Ground Up.
Yuba City.
Ground Up.
Is it Ground Up?
I think it's Ground
whatever
Up.
it is. We're gonna freaking put a link in.
Yeah, we'll put a link to the school.
Yeah,
it was legit. It's kind of like our sister school in a way, right?
Yeah. Gus gets out there and teaches there as well.
So,
man, they were some badasses.
Like we go up there sometimes. They come down here, so we're affiliated with them. But they're a good group of guys and gals. Awesome group. They all were, solid grapplers.
For damn sure.
Rolled really, really well, respectfully. Like, they were just legit, man. Sometimes you get people that come in your school and they're just kind of douchebags. These guys were good. They were good dudes. They rolled well. Like, no one was like trying to like, I'm going to be the ADCC champ.
No. There was no problem, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like no issue. Everybody's super respectful, and they were here having fun.
They were having a good time,
That was
man.
the best part.
They
They really, like, I don't think anybody left there without a smile on their face.
No, it was awesome, man.
So that was cool.
So shout
Nobody
out
got
to them.
hurt.
I think it's Ground Up. If I'm saying it wrong, man, I apologize, but I think it's either Ground Force or Ground Up. It's Ground Up.
Whichever it is, it will be in the podcast video somewhere.
Yeah.
We're gonna damn sure we'll put a clip up. We'll put a link.
It's got ground in it for sure.
Ground and pound.
I'll tell you what was cool though. Remember? Okay, so last week we did an episode on Uniformity.
Yeah.
What's the first thing I noticed, dude? Because it was Gi Week, right?
It was awesome.
They all had like similar gis, but they had the same patches,
dude,
in the same spot. It looked legit. It was like a black gi with
came in Cobra
like
Kai
a golden,
style.
like an orange gold patch. It just looked smooth.
Yes,
man.
yes.
I was like, yo, dude, this is like we were just talking about.
We were,
this.
and they nailed it. They came in.
It looked good.
I told them, I was like, damn, boy, y'all look like you ready to straight gang fight up in here.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think you asked him, is this like your traveling gis?
Yeah.
Like you got a visitor gi and a home gi.
Hell yeah, the home gi and the visitor.
Okay, so man, that's another point. Going back to last video, so it does look good, man. The uniformity, I thought it looked great.
It did.
And but if you notice, they said, yeah, it's not a forced thing.
Correct.
They just offered it at the school.
Oh, because one dude
just
had the smooth ass powder blue.
Oh, he did.
He had like an aqua powder blue gi. That shit was fly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I was like, okay. Yeah. Damn, had me jealous.
No patches on it.
No patches. He was chilling.
So he's an outlier.
Hey, look.
It's all good though.
When I first started, I had a purple and gold gi.
But you know what? He was a white belt too, though.
And that's exactly
so
right.
Once he gets blue belt, they're going, oh, you put this gi on.
Yeah. They're like, all right, cut that shit out.
By then, he'll want to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So he might have just joined recently.
Hey, well, either way, they didn't put any pressure on him.
Yeah, which is cool.
He came out representing the powder blue.
It was tight.
That shit was nice.
Tight. Okay, so what are we talking about, man?
Well, we want to know, what's the rush? I mean, what is the rush for everybody? Why? And it's not everybody, but you know how we were like seeing videos or here, get your YouTube, buy my course, and I'll tell you how you can get a purple belt in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, I seriously saw one. It was like, get your purple belt in 9 months.
Yeah, okay, even
like,
9
are you
months.
serious?
But it's like, what's the rush? Why do you want to do that?
Like, why would you even want your purple belt in 9 months?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how that's possible.
But hell, fuck, blue belt. Anybody,
I think a blue belt would be possible if you were super dedicated.
Possible.
Yeah, that could. I've seen a year,
dude. I think it's possible to do the purple, but why? Why? Look, if you just lived in the freaking gym and you were already like, really great shape and you got a crazy,
super athletic, you're young, youthful, you have everything,
work ethic, all that stuff, it's doable. But I'm like, damn, why? And I thought about why, and I actually have some answers as to why somebody would do that. But I don't want to jump the gun. I mean, what are your thoughts on accelerated belting?
I think it's silly. I mean, I guess if you have an answer, then maybe there's a legitimate reason for it. And, I'm curious to see what the reason is, because I don't see why anyone would want to start jiu-jitsu and like try to get a purple belt in 9 months or less than a year. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, why would you go into any sport? Hey, I want to take up golf. I want to be a professional golfer basically in a year.
Right. Okay. So,
or at least they have the skills of a semi-professional, because a purple belt is a legit belt. I mean,
it's
you could teach at purple belt. You can, any school you go to, that's respect. You got a purple belt on. That's like, man, this guy's solid, dude.
You're
you know
a
the language.
Human being.
You're dangerous. You know the language of jiu-jitsu. You are, held to a pretty high standard.
Agreed. So I will tell you.
Tell me why.
Why I think it would make sense to get your purple belt quickly, or your brown or your black belt quickly. If this is something that you intend on doing as a profession, right? Well, if you're a white belt, you'll probably be hard-pressed to open a school. You'll be hard-pressed to compete at those tournaments and win and have a shitload of trophies and medals and everything at the highest level unless you compete at that highest level. So, let's say you actually are capable of employing the skill set. You can learn it that fast. You're just like a freaking phenom, right? Then, yeah, you're like, yo, I got to get this so that I have street cred, so I got rep, and I got clout behind me, so that when I try to sell a seminar, people go, oh, wow, this guy really knows his shit. Or when I go and compete and I go, hey, he's 21, he's 22 years old, and he's wrecking shop against all the black belts in Abu Dhabi and this and that. Then yeah, man, I mean, there is a sensible reason as to why you would be in a rush.
But do you think it would be robbing your medals from the other belts? Because like if you got your purple belt, let's say you got your black belt in a couple, like 3 years or whatever. Yeah. So that means you're a white belt for like 6 months.
Right.
Like how many medals do you have in those 6 months?
But
how many
here's
medals
the thing,
do you have?
who gives a fuck? Damn.
I don't know.
Sorry, everybody. Who fucking gives a fuck if you got a bunch of white belt medals and blue belt medals?
I don't know. Like, see, that's the thing. Like,
if it comes time for,
does that on your resume, on your jiu-jitsu resume, does it help?
Right.
Like, hey, I belted 6 times at white belt, 8 times at blue,
it could,
10 at purple,
it could,
brown.
and quite honestly, if you're that good, you could just blow through and go to every single competition and eat them up at all these different belt levels. But realistically, right?
So that's definitely an outlier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's definitely an outlier.
Yeah, we're talking superhuman shit right now.
Yeah.
We're talking.
The stars aligned.
Yeah, everything was just perfect. If a person's going to go to a school and you go, hey, I'm a black belt, and let's say they wanted to do competition themselves, right? I want to join and I want to learn how to compete. I want to be the best. So that's cool, right? You want to be the best, learn from the best, all that kind of shit. Let's say you go and here's the school and the guy's like, oh, this is a competition school. Oh, man, when did you compete? Oh, when I was a white belt, I took all the trophies. I took everything at white belt. Okay. What else? No, that was it. Black belt now, cool, but only has white belt, blue belt accolades. If you're pushing this mentality, this training regimen that's supposed to make you a great competitor, could you do it? Sure. Does it look as good on the resume? Not really. If you only have like low level belts, competition, it doesn't look as good if you want to have a school.
Oh, yeah,
100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think you're
but now let's say you're in a rush to open your school. You'd be better off having a whole bunch of trophies and shit at brown and black belt, even if you got there and even if you racked them up in 2 years, especially if you're a younger guy. You know what I mean? So I would not suggest doing it, but I'm also a hobbyist.
Yeah.
So
I think the issue I had with it was because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on, obviously you check out these jiu-jitsu videos and I see a lot of them and they're like, get your, how I got my purple belt in, a year and a half, or how I got my blue belt in 9 months. And it seems like those videos just by nature are it's almost like you're preaching to the everyday guy. Like,
yes.
And you can too, basically. How I did it and you can too. And that's the average hobbyist.
Get rich quick scheme.
Get rich quick. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. So why do you want to get it that quick at the end of the day?
Because,
if you're not outside of like what you just said, if you're not a full dedicated, competitor.
All right. Here's the other reason. You're just fucking impatient. Because human beings want it now.
Yeah.
we don't want to wait for shit. We want it now. It's like, what do they say? I have a structured settlement and I need cash now.
It's my money. I want it now.
JG now, exactly. So people don't like waiting for shit, man. I mean,
that must be a good commercial. If I remember the name.
It is, dude.
That's great. Great brand identity right there.
Yeah, I put that shit on.
Freaking
like, I just play it in the background of the house sometimes, man. Just the whole. I had a structured settlement. Hell yeah,
they are.
They're still making commercials. Wow, shit, yeah. I wish I had a structured settlement. Boy, if I had needed cash now, I'd get some. But sorry. You know,
sorry,
I put that clip in one of our old videos.
Oh, I think you did. I think you did, yeah. It's my money and I want it now.
Stupid. Oh, man. So.
Yeah, but you get, okay, so here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
You get fewer experiences, though. Like,
yes.
you have no experience. So it goes back to, like, if you could theoretically have that technology. Remember in the Matrix where they could just plug that thing in your head,
download that shit,
and now you're a black belt.
Like, I know kung fu.
Yeah,
I know jujitsu.
I'm a black belt.
Yeah, I'm a black belt.
Okay, so but that guy still would lack all the experiences that you had by
yes.
coming up. You'd lack all of that, all of those things. Maybe the
trials
injuries
and tribulations.
Yeah, you'd have the technique down, but like the trials and tribulations. Maybe I blew my knee out. Oh, I won't do that again. Maybe you learn from things. That's how you learn though, from the mistakes that you make. The camaraderie, all of these things that go into building up your years of jiu-jitsu training.
Hell, the peer group. You won't have a peer group that's realistically tied to you. I came up with a bunch of people. We went through the similar belts, and we have a peer group. We have a cohort, right? In the Army, you had cohorts, right? You're not going to have that because you're going to be like, I'm a black belt now, and everybody else is a blue belt. Now it's like, damn, that's weird. It's like,
that would actually be a really terrible technology. If they could ever master that, it would be horrible, I think.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd use it.
But everybody would then. Everybody would be a black belt. Like, everybody would instantly, I'm a black belt. So it would be
I would do it for other shit, too, though. But it would be cool.
But everybody would do it for everything.
I would do it for everything. Hey, man, you're right. Like I said.
Everybody would be just normal.
People just want shit immediately.
Yeah.
We want instant gratification.
But I think we do. This generation does. It wasn't always like that.
Dude, it's always been that way.
I don't know, man.
It's always human beings always wanted something faster. That is why we have human innovation. You fucking got a wheel because it could get you there faster.
But they do that for profits, though, for money. That's the motivating force behind it. I don't know if we necessarily want it.
Yes, profits too. But I'm just saying, in general, if I had to carry a whole bunch of bags of fucking feed over to my horses on my back versus, oh shit, I built a wagon, I can do it faster. We want it faster and easier and more efficient. Even if it wasn't a profit margin thing. It's just we want to do shit and expend less energy.
I don't know.
Most people do.
I would say maybe a lot of people do, but then again, there's a lot of people that still enjoy
work,
doing things and seeing the fruits of their labor. Like,
like
I love, maybe rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? Rebuilding an engine or something, and I take this thing, it's all greasy, and it turns into this beautifully running motor. That's a sense of accomplishment, of pride, of something that I achieved. I created it versus just some technology. Or let's just say I was rich, I just bought a new one. It wouldn't be as fulfilling, even though I would have the same product.
It would not be as fulfilling.
It's not fulfilling. It's just you're comfortable, but you're not fulfilled.
If your interest is in doing the work.
Yeah.
If your interest was strictly, I just want this car.
Then you just buy it.
Then
you have to figure out.
You'd go for the fucking path of least resistance.
Yeah. If you just wanted the outcome.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of things in life would fall in that category. But
so.
Many things people would do it for the experience.
But those become the hobbies that you have.
Yeah.
Right.
And this
is why for me it's a hobby. For you it's a hobby. For most people it's a hobby, but it's one of those things where it's a hobby that they wish they could just be better faster.
You want to be better. I think you want to be better at it so you don't get beat up, number one. Right? And then it's just more fun because it's like I said before, I think I said on another podcast, it's like I always use the golf analogy because it's a hard sport to learn.
Yeah.
I remember Rush Limbaugh when he was alive. He was saying, if you haven't taken up golf by the time you're 35, don't even try it. It's a terribly frustrating sport.
You'll just piss yourself off.
Yeah. But like if you wanted to take golf, like you don't want to suck, right? You want to at least be able to be proficient in the game, so you and your buddies can go out and like you don't look like an idiot. So I think you want to rush to get to that point.
Right. You want to quickly get to a level of proficiency where you can go, I know this
I
shit.
get it. Yeah.
I get it. I speak the language.
Yeah, so I agree with that. Yeah, so I don't think there's an issue with that.
But I think purple belt
is way beyond
but
that.
That's not just speaking the language. That's like I could teach a class.
You could teach the language. So blue belt, maybe I could see wanting to get your blue belt quick. That makes sense.
And honestly, I think most people are more into the I got to get my blue belt right away shit versus the I can't wait to get the purple belt. I think usually a lot of people, they're in a rush to get the blue belt.
Yeah.
Then when they get blue belt, they go, oh, shit.
You're right. That's changed.
I need to chill the fuck out because if I get purple belt right now, I'm going to get my ass taken.
Yeah.
So.
You're right.
Yeah. And then brown belt, then by the time brown belt, you're like, whatever. Yeah. Black belt, whatever.
And that's the funny thing. That's what they don't know. You can't really tell them that. It's like once you get that belt, man, you put that belt around their waist, things change. The moment you strap that new belt on, you're looked upon differently.
But now you got to go back to the Matrix again. See, no one can tell you what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. Old school Morpheus. That's what he said. Okay. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, you have to see it for yourself. Yeah. You kind of have to understand it. But if you're selling a course and you want to get rich quick, I'll show you how to be a blue belt tomorrow. It's like, shit, dude. A lot of people would buy that.
Yeah.
A lot of people would buy it.
But that's nothing new. That's been around forever, right?
But, okay.
It's always a get something quick scheme has been around
for sure. So, realistically, though, what's the benefit of a slow and steady progression? Like, all right, I can see the benefit of getting there quickly if you're trying to work. But, like, what do you really get out of that first year and a half, 2 years of just getting your ass beat?
I think it builds taking more time to get the belt has benefits. It takes it builds character. I know it's gonna sound cliche, but it does build character. No, it really does. And it gives you here's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have confidence in your belt. Where if you get a belt in 6 months, even if you have the technique and you got it down, you may not necessarily be confident in that belt. If you go to another school or go to a competition, you're going against these new guys, like, holy crap, like, let's see, are you really a blue belt? Let's see where you're at. Versus you've been a white belt for freaking 2 years, 3 years. You earned that blue belt. You're a blue belt, bro. You put in blood, sweat, and tears. No one's going to take it from you.
Right.
So maybe I could see that being a part of it.
And that being a positive.
That being a positive, yeah.
Okay.
Of going slow.
All right. Slow and steady wins the race.
I just don't
it's
see
like
how...
tortoise in the hair.
And I don't know. This is just my opinion, and it's not based on any fact. But it just seems like in life... It's always better when things are seasoned and they take slower. I mean, look at anecdotally. Like if you cook a steak and you're gonna let it simmer for like all day long, man. I think ask Big James.
Nice, tender. And all
James, man. Shout out James. He cooks his steak. He braids up the meat. He cooks it for like 24 hours, man. I'm like, oh my god. But when he brings that in, man, it is like you can cut it with a freaking plastic knife. Yeah. So you throw it on that char really quick and you burn it and mess it up. Why are they better when they're slower? I don't know.
But now let me hit you with the fucking
microwave.
Yeah, the microwave. Wait. But what about Ruth Chris? They have that super duper fast cooking because it's at a super fucking hot temperature, and they cook that motherfucker in 5 minutes, and it's smooth. It tastes good as shit. Yeah, dude. I went out there and I was like, damn, that's a good steak. Wasn't the best steak I ever had. Best steak I ever had was in my fucking house. But
and it probably cooked it all day though.
No. Oh, at the crib? Yeah. At my house, yes. It's cooked long.
Like I just noticed when I go to restaurants, like there's a nice restaurant here in Granite Bay.
Right.
It's called what's one? I'm gonna shout them out. It's called Farmhouse.
Okay.
It's pretty good actually.
Did I go there? I think I might have went there.
It's on Auburn. They don't have. They have a menu, but not really. It's just like what they made is what they made. It's one of those
locally sourced stuff, or is it that one? I don't know. Anyway,
it's on Auburn Falls. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like they'll say like they tell you what they made for the day. Like we made this or whatever.
Right.
And
that's like Chef's Table out in Rockland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like here's what we got today. This is the menu. Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's good.
Yeah, no choice. It's really good, and it's I mean they said it takes like all day the prior day to cook it. I don't know.
No, what you're saying makes sense.
I could be wrong. Maybe just I could just be pulling out these random analogies that make sense, but I'm sure you can counter it with one that doesn't fit.
What you're saying makes sense to me.
I like the way it sounds.
And I like the way that shit sounds too, because I'm like, all right. You chill, you work your way through it.
You simmer
it. It seeps into your soul. It becomes part of who you are.
Yeah.
And you can start to like pull from all these memories. You actually have a bigger database of experience that you can draw from and go, oh, I remember, this was this. This was the time where I just couldn't figure that Baron Bolo out. But then something happened months later that clicked, and then I finally figured it out, or oh man, I couldn't get my arm bar tight. Like, you're right. You get, like I said, the trials and tribulations. You get you get a bunch of things that you had to overcome.
Exactly. And a lot of it's shared experiences too, because like if you're a white belt and you have a group of, let's say there's like, because I can look around right now, I look around the school and there's at least a dozen guys that are like, man, I was a white belt with this guy. It's so cool, because we were white belts for, years together.
Yes, for sure.
That's like we kind of went through that same little, set of challenges. And we
right, because you imagine now if
what if I just
started and you were a black belt and now what? You're teaching the guys that you joined the same day?
It'd be super awkward.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's like, damn.
How'd that happen?
Because also, see, you're right. Because then you have this shortened time frame. Usually, black belts are kind of, they shouldn't be, but they are. They're looked at with like this reverence. They're like, oh shit, oh wise one. It's like, but if it was just some dude that you joined with, you're like, you ain't no wise one, motherfucker. I remember you couldn't even tie your belt the same time I tied my belt. Yeah. Now somehow you got really, really good, really, really fast. God bless you, but you'd see them differently. Yeah. You would see them differently, and unfortunately, I think you would see them with less respect.
I think so.
Ugh.
You would,
and that would suck because they should get respect for sure.
100%.
Because listen, man, you're kicking ass. Everybody should get respect regardless. Because you're a freaking grown ass man, grown ass woman, human being. Give them respect, but it's a different kind of respect when you went through a bunch of shit. And these jokers went through some shit to get that belt. All right. So there's that. What the hell else do we freaking want to... can anybody convince us otherwise?
Yeah, I just don't think it's... Like, I would say don't rush at all. Don't even think about it. And I don't know what happened. It seems like we're kind of drifting from that a little bit. We're starting to... Because everything is fast now,
everything used to be on the 10-year plan, man.
Yeah, it was a minimum 10 years.
Yeah, 10, like I said, I got 13 years for me, right? But everybody was, for the most part, on a 10-year plan. And I thought that was really cool because you're not just going to pop in and it's not a McDojo. It's not a shake and bake martial art. It's not like, oh, anybody can get their black belt in... 2 days, no, you had to bust your ass for it. Like if you see a black belt walking around, you got to go, damn, you've been through some shit.
Yeah, exactly. And see, I wonder if we're losing that a little bit. That's the part I don't know, man. It seems like it's shortening though, because
it's shortening because of access, because it was a secret. No one taught the Wu-Tang back in the day.
Okay, here we go.
But now. I love this word. It's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. It's like you can fire it up on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, anywhere, and you can see what used to be a secret move for some people
too, because nobody would show anything back in the day. Stingy. Everybody they were real stingy with their jiu-jitsu. They wouldn't show you anything, right? And now everybody shows everything.
Yeah, because they're trying to get clicks.
They want to get clicks.
Hey, man, we trying to get some clicks. Hey, speaking of, why don't you jokers click on this shit for us?
At least get a like.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, for
subscribe.
Real. Like it, subscribe.
Share.
Click the buttons. That's funny. That's pretty good. But yes, you're right, man. Like, it was a secret. I remember.
Like, they would intentionally not show you up.
Yeah. Which is crazy because that is... so against how I teach.
I know, because think about it. If you're rolling with somebody, and I do the same thing. If he's a lower belt, let's assume I catch him in something. Right. I might get a Kimura.
Hell yeah.
The first thing I do is like, oh man, let me show you what I do. You left your arm out. You were just being lazy with this.
Yep.
Whatever. I show them that. But see, and a lot of people do that. I don't think we did that back in the day.
They do it now. Yeah.
They didn't do it back in the day. They're like, that's one.
They're like, you know what?
For number 2.
Once I catch you about 100 more times, you'll figure that shit out on your own.
Yeah.
Or I'll break your arm.
So the whole culture changed, man.
Yes.
And I think it changed for the better in that regard. It's a lot better now.
I think we're getting better people because of that. So you
Correct.
know what? Oh, damn. Okay, military analogy. So back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they used to just beat your ass. 80s, 90s. They would just drag you, right?
Military, you're talking?
Yeah, the military, right? I want to say late 80s, early 90s. I think late 80s, it became an all-volunteer army, right? So there was you couldn't be drafted. You couldn't be, you could under terrible, terrible circumstances. Yeah. But nobody's getting drafted, nothing like that. And because it was a volunteer army, they kind of had to change how they break you down. Like when you're conscripted, if you're conscripted, it's like now you can't leave, right? So I'll beat your ass until you freaking do what I tell you to do, right? And it's like, what the fuck, drill sergeant? You say, shut up, maggot, and you smack him in the fucking head, right? But then you start getting jokers who are volunteering because they want to serve, right? They're not being forced to serve; they're choosing to serve, and you got to kind of come at them different. You can't really smack them in the head as much because they go, yo, man, I quit. This is crazy. Right. Why am I going to do this, right? And that
So now they
changed.
do this.
Yes, now yes. Yeah. Now so it has, I would say it devolved, it's into this. I'm stressed out, drill sergeant. I'm triggered. Don't yell at me anymore. Like the drill sergeants aren't allowed to freaking curse at you anymore.
No way.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is strange. Like you just expect that. Like
yes.
You should know what you're getting into.
You should. I think everybody was supposed to, like, before you join the military, you go watch freaking
it's a great movie
with Private Pile. Freaking
what is that
Full
movie?
Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket.
Like, Full Metal Jacket was the best freaking motivation when I was like, oh, I can't wait to join the military. And everybody's like, well, dude, you want that? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want that. So anyway, that was just a psycho in me, right? But it's changed. It's an all-volunteer army. You can't do the same shit. So to equate that to jiu-jitsu, before it wasn't big business, and because it wasn't big business, you didn't really give a fuck if they stayed or if they left. Oh, yeah. So you beat the shit out of them.
You're right.
And if they stay, cool, you're going to be really, really tough. If they leave, you go, I told you these little sumbitches couldn't cut it. That makes you better. You're better than them because they couldn't even stay.
You're right.
But then that money starts coming in. You go, jiu-jitsu's for everyone. Hold up. You're not a scumbag. I'm not just going to beat you up. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to elevate you. I'm going to do what I always say. I'm going to raise the tide to lift all boats.
Yeah, but I was talking to somebody
which is legit.
And they said, you know what, that's the reason that for the long belt lengths in between belts too, is to weed out the people that don't have the mental,
correct,
which is like the discipline basically,
or the intestinal fortitude.
Yeah, there you go.
Or back in the day, it used to be the testicular fortitude. But there's a lot more women in there now, so it's not, it's different. But you can't talk about testicles anymore, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because fact of the matter, people are better at jiu-jitsu now.
They're way better now.
And fact of the matter, our military forces are trained better probably now. They're more technical. They're actually a more dangerous fighting force because there have been adjustments. You can beat something into somebody, but you kind of you got to find the middle ground. You got to beat some shit into people.
Yeah. But
other shit you have to kind of like bring them along. You gotta get buy-in from them.
Correct.
And that's, I think I've gotten much better at getting the buy-in because, look, I'm all about beating people's ass until they learn something. I think that has to still be there, right? It has to still be there. But I do open up a lot more and go, okay, let's all get in here and let's not necessarily kumbaya. I just want you to do what I tell you, but I'm going to help you through. I'm not just going to say sink or swim.
It's a better learning environment.
It is.
For sure right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's way better learning environment now because, look, jiu-jitsu has grown. It's freaking leaps and bounds ahead of where it used to be, right? And, somebody said some blasphemous shit. I read, you know what? I think it's Keenan Cornelius.
Oh, really? What did he say?
Boy, and this was a while ago. He even said it. Yeah. He said a really good purple belt is better than most old school jiu-jitsu black belts. Like he said, Helio, Hickson, all those guys. He was like a really good purple belt. He's like they'd be really good purple belts nowadays.
You know what? Okay, so that's interesting.
Oh shit!
I know it sounds blasphemous, but hey, man, I don't know. Okay, there's two types of purple belts, right? You got your regular hobbyist purple belts, which they're good, they're solid, But then you got your really good purple
killers.
Your killers, like your guys like Halen, shout out to Halen. You got Julio.
Yup.
freaking Brendan who came up here.
Yeah.
These guys are training like 6-7 days. They're training all the time. They want to compete a lot. Those are cut a different cut. They're cut from a different cloth.
Take them.
I think they
take
might.
them. Throw them in the UFC against Hoist. Who wins?
Well, it's a different sport though. That's you're saying MMA.
But
you'd have to do a jiu-jitsu competition.
Hoist just used jiu-jitsu.
I'm gonna go with them.
That's what I'm saying. Because
them,
Hoist wasn't kickboxing. He used jiu-jitsu. He did a couple of little slaps and shit. So let's say
I think they're gonna heel hook him somehow. They're gonna catch him in something. I'm going with the pro belts.
You're fucking right.
I think so. I hate to admit it, but I think so.
And like I said, yeah, it's a different sport.
It's totally different.
But he only used jiu-jitsu to win.
Yeah.
In the first UFCs, he strictly used jiu-jitsu.
Correct.
So if I'm just saying, Hoist Gracie in a cage, Halen in a cage, fight.
Well, are you saying punches and everything?
But sure.
Well, Halen's not an MMA fighter.
And
so
neither was Hoist Gracie.
Yeah, he is.
No. Hoist Gracie, think what I'm saying. Hoist Gracie is not a striker.
Yeah.
And he did not strike. So all he did was he used his jiu-jitsu, and the only time he struck anybody was he was smacking them in the back of the head so that they would turn and get, or you know what I mean? He got them out. I would say he did a couple little weak-ass hits, and Halen can do that. Any one of us, anybody who does jiu-jitsu can hit somebody. Well, it doesn't have to be a precise hit.
I mean, it's such a different sport because you have one that's like a once literally a UFC cage fight match against a guy that does sport jiu-jitsu. So it's hard to really, it's two different sports. So it's hard to answer that really of who would win. If you put, it depends, like, again, so you have to change the rule set. So if you put him in Arte Suave, and I'm not going to say Halen's going to beat Hoist Gracie. I'm not going that far, but I'm saying that like, I don't know, maybe he would give him a hard time. Maybe he would. I don't know, man.
Hoist Gracie is not a striker.
I know.
So that's what I'm saying. I think you're overthinking the striking portion of this.
Well, I mean,
Halen can strike just as good as Hoist Gracie.
Yeah, but that's not his skill set, though.
No, so it's not Hoist Gracie's skill set.
I know, but
that's what I'm saying. So that is a moot point. Those two are going to nullify either. If they stand up and go, oh, let's freaking fisticuffs, then they'll both suck. I'm saying you get to a better position, and because you're in that better position, maybe you could throw a quick punch, but it's going to be a shit punch.
So why can't you just have it a jiu-jitsu match?
Because, man,
to make it
UFC.
even.
I'm trying to help Hoist out.
Okay, there you go.
I mean,
so let's okay. What if we do this? What if we do
this?
this?
Okay,
let's do this. Look,
stop. Hoist has been in plenty of jiu-jitsu only matches.
Exactly. He's a jiu-jitsu.
Fine.
What if you put him in the freaking master whatever?
Fine.
Right? Or just Pan Am's?
30-year-old Hoist, 30-year-old really Halen.
High level, yeah, like a. I would say probably Halen knows more modern techniques than him. But now, would he be able to
apply it?
I don't know. Maybe Hoist would shut all that stuff down. I think Hoist in his prime would probably shut it all down with this because it's hard to get the fundamentals are hard to beat. But
they are. I agree.
I don't think he's going to be expecting like a inverted heel hook or some kind of backside 50-50. He's going to catch on him or some freaking K guard. He'd be like, what is this wizardry he's doing? And Halen knows all that stuff. So I don't know, man. I'm rooting for you, Halen. I'm rooting for you. I don't know. You guys will say, Rod, you're crazy, man. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think it's that crazy to think that.
Do you think anybody's got the balls to answer this question? Here we go.
They're like, who's this Halen guy?
No,
I
know. Everybody knows Halen. Freaking
Our
lover
boys
boy.
know Halen.
So check this out. You all train out there. Most of you are training. You're doing your damn thing. If you're a good purple belt, you know if you're a good purple belt or not, or above. I want you to do a thought experiment. Ask yourself, if I was magically transported and I had to roll against Hoist Gracie in his prime, who would win? You or Hoist Gracie? I want you to really think about it. I want you to be honest with what you really believe. That's if you think you can be Hoist, just tell me, right? But I want you to try to separate the mystique.
Yeah.
And just pull up a couple fucking YouTube videos. Look at what he used to do.
Bro, it looks kind of simple when you look at it now.
Look at what he used to do.
It looked amazing.
Compare it to what you do.
Yeah.
I want to know how many of you think you could beat Hoist Gracie back in the day.
Here's what I will say this. Okay. Whatever Hoist does, they will know. They know what he's now. Whatever they do, he won't know.
They would know it at blue belt. But then again, Helio used to say
there's a lot of stuff that these guys can do that Hoist would never even know. He's like, he won't even see it coming. He's like, what is that?
Well, remember,
because those moves weren't invented yet.
They said everything you need to know about jiu-jitsu, you actually learn at blue belt, and everything else is just refinement. Like that was Gracie's thing. They were like, that's why blue belt's taught.
I mean, look at what Hoist do. He did takedown. He would do full mount. He would do
a little the kidney kick.
Little kick.
Wait, but you're saying we're not talking about MMA.
Yeah.
So he couldn't do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He started kitty kick. That was legit.
That was the shit.
But I mean, what did he finish with? Like back takes, chokes,
Armbar, and and
probably
bow and arrow.
Ezekiel's a little bit. I don't even think he
Shit,
did bow and arrows.
I've never seen him do an Ezekiel.
Oh yeah, he did like cross X chokes.
Yeah.
X chokes. He did omoplata.
I mean, he might have done an Ezekiel because he had his own gi.
Yeah. He did omoplatas, arm bars, a lot of arm bars. And he was, really good at catching those arm bars from the bottom. But it's like you tell me these guys wouldn't see that. A good purple belt, a competitor purple belt of today is not going to see that arm bar. Come on, man.
Are we going to get struck by lightning?
I don't know, dude. I feel like it is blasphemy. I'm agreeing with Keenan. I think Keenan's right. And I normally don't agree. Shout out to Keenan Cornelius. I think I'm going to have to agree with him on this one.
Oh, my goodness. And, of course, there's even outliers back in the day. Because Hickson, for whatever reason, was he was the shit. But.
Now, here's the thing, too, though. Here's the difference, too. Hoist is a tough mofo, bro.
For sure.
You gotta he ain't tapping nothing. Like you gotta kill him.
So he went out against Walid Ismail. That's like the most famous fight.
You gotta choke him out. That's the only way. That's the only way.
He hit him with a freaking clock choke, which is why I love the clock choke, and I always teach it. Walid Ismail hit him with a clock choke, and all you see is Hoist just slump forward.
Like that's the only way you're gonna get him, because like heart wise, I'm gonna have to go with Hoist. He's a fighter, right? He's fought at the highest level, so obviously
a lot of them didn't tap. The Gracies did not tap. Like they were just like, just break it.
Yeah.
It's like
so it'd be interesting.
It's fucking
so Halen, you have to get his back.
Ricky Bobby, he's like, break it, Frenchie.
Yeah. That would be interesting, to see that.
So I don't know, man. You think he'll get him?
I'm going with the purple belts.
Holy shit! Wow. You're probably right.
It does suck to say.
I don't know if I'm going to say it out loud.
No, say it, man. You got to own it.
I don't know if I can own it. Fuck.
What advantage? Okay, let me ask this. Let's just do it this way, so you can answer without answering.
No, I'll answer.
What advantage would Hoist have?
None.
That he has no advantage. Other than maybe he could
execute. He would have a lot more experience on the mat.
On the mat and
because he started when he was like in diapers.
Yeah.
And then if you go from the diaper age to 30.
Ooh, yeah.
He's got a shit ton of freaking experience.
So that would probably tip it over, maybe.
But he wasn't super duper athletic. So he was at 170 pounds, 175 pounds. So you take another young guy, 175, whatever. I guess the experience level could make a difference. But it's like. But you're right; they have more weapons.
It'd be a good fight for sure, though. He wouldn't just run through him; it'd be a good fight.
He wouldn't just run through him.
Yeah. However it goes, it would still be legit. I'd like to watch that pay-per-view that one.
All right. So also, I guess you have to say Hoist by.
You know what? I just thought of something. Wait a second. You know what
sucks? Considered a professional.
This would suck to me.
Okay.
Look at how we're framing this. We're like, oh man, Halen against Hoist back in the day in 1993, right? How old is Hoist right now?
58, 57.
Okay, so why are these purple belts coming after me like it's 1997 and I'm older than Hoist?
That's because
y'all purple belts, you guys need to chill.
They're not going to chill. They're
trying
to eat.
It's like
they're trying to eat, man.
Goodness.
They're looking at you. They're like, oh,
food.
They're like, look, that old shark right there. He got a couple of bites taken out of him.
Yeah, we got to preface this whole conversation about transporting back in time 30 years. But when it comes to me, no, that doesn't exist, man. Let's get it now.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Fair enough. You're right. You should say, what about Hoist right now? How would Halen do against Hoist right now?
That's a good one. See, because now Hoist he's had access to all the new moves too, though.
Yep.
So Hoist has evolved too. You tell me he doesn't know all these friggin' truck and Baron Bowler.
But his body's probably a freaking mess.
He's probably a lot better than me. So I would say Hoist.
Okay, so now here we go.
Hoist
interesting. Okay.
So Hoist will win right now. I'm going with Hoist.
Okay, see, that's interesting that you flipped it like that.
Because think about it, like Hoist would wreck shop on me. So
okay,
I'm gonna go with Hoist.
But okay,
so then now, so check this out.
So now
take you
thing. Now and drop you back against Hoist 20 years ago.
I can't say that. He's gonna mash on me. So I'm not gonna.
You think Hoist is gonna show up and beat us up?
Yeah, but see,
he might. If he comes on the pod, we'll talk to him. We'll ask him straight up.
But check it out. Here's the thing.
And then we can even put some mats over here.
No, I just saw a little flaw in my argument, maybe.
What's your flaw?
Okay, so if I'm saying that Hoist would beat Halen now, old man Hoist, so then why wouldn't young man Hoist beat him? Is it just that he has access to some of the newer moves and maybe he's a little more savvy? But is that going to override freaking 30 years of youth?
Oof. See?
Did I just close myself?
I mean,
I rebutted myself.
You gave yourself a very good rebuttal.
Yeah.
You rebutted yourself.
I know. Counter to the counter to the counter.
The counter to the counter to the counter.
I say let's set up, man. Let's get Halen.
Halen versus
Reach out to
Hoist.
Hoist. He's like,
dude, we can
who's
do that.
this Halen kid?
I know.
He's well known. He's Lover Boy.
Then what if he beats him? Holy
That'd be
shit!
awesome.
I'm
That'd
like,
be awesome.
I'm like, I'm sorry, Hoist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry, man.
I'm like, we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have done that. That's like. I was about to say some fucked up shit.
I know.
Oh man.
No, but
let's not get canceled yet.
But think about who you putting money on right now. Hoist walks in right now. Old man Hoist, Halen.
Stalemate. But if I had to put my money on it, Halen.
I think I might.
Oh wait, no, fuck.
No, man. Okay, let's gi or no gi.
Gi Hoist.
In no gi, I'm going Halen.
Yeah.
Man, we gotta leave Halen alone.
Yo, I'm like really looking to see if the sky is darkening outside and shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
If I fucking get struck by lightning by the jujitsu gods, I'm gonna be so pissed off, dude.
We're gonna have all these guys like starting to.
I know. They're gonna start petitioning us, start freaking picketing us out front.
Guys gonna start dropping into precision. Where's this Halen guy?
Where's Halen?
I want a piece of Halen.
They said you could beat Hoist.
You could beat Hoist crazy.
Damn.
We didn't say that.
I said
we
that
kind of
shit.
did, but there's.
He's young.
We're just betting. He'll
be fine.
How old is Halen?
30.
Oh man, he's in his prime.
He'll be fine.
That's the best you'll ever be in life. 30 years old.
Yo, what if all the Gracies just showed up and jumped on his ass? He would be so pissed off.
But it is fair because look at it is a fair argument because if you say just take a black belt of today, it wouldn't even be fair.
Okay.
It wouldn't even be fair.
Okay. Check this out.
A black belt of today, a young guy.
Now we're throwing out names.
And now
Carl Gosselin versus Hoist right now.
Oh man, you know what's funny? I haven't rolled with Carl in like years.
Okay.
So I don't know, and I haven't really seen him roll.
Manny,
but I know he's really good.
Manny versus Hoist right now.
Man, from what I hear about Manny, they say that there's good and then there's Manny. No, they said there's good, there's really good,
and there's Manny.
And then there's Manny.
That's what I'm saying. So let's throw Manny in there. But here's the thing, right? Manny's really, 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 really fucking good. He's a local hero. Yeah. How many fucking local heroes are there across the country? He's good around here. And he's good if you take him to Vegas and he competes and you get them all together. Chris Roberson just won the fucking Masters again. Like, black belt, heavyweight. He just wrecked shop, right? Like, the last time I rolled with Roberson, he was a purple belt. A couple years later, a few years, I don't know, 4 or 5 or whatever, black belt. And I don't know that he's lost a freaking competition.
I don't think he has.
Since then.
I don't think he has.
He's in there fucking shit up, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's way bigger than Hoist, so
that wouldn't be fair. Yeah,
I think he would just. Like,
he would just.
Yeah, like
just
Thanos grab his head, like
too big.
when he pulled the fucking thing out of Vision's head. Yeah. But damn, dude, but these are local heroes, because well, damn, I guess maybe he is the best, right? How about to say, is he the best?
I don't know.
He's winning the worlds over and over, or the Masters and shit.
Who you talking about, Chris Roberson?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shit, well, he's in Texas.
Yeah, but he fucking compete. He just whooped everybody's ass in Vegas. Okay, so I don't know.
But he's a big heavyweight though, so it's different.
Okay, right. So we're saying we can't put Hoist against a guy.
Yeah, a guy that.
So we need a 175, 185 guy.
Yeah. 170-ish.
170 to 190. Because remember, 20 pounds. Come on. And Hoist is probably a little older. He's probably 185 right now. 180. Shit. I don't know.
I know, man. It's interesting.
Man,
you're basically just saying old school basics. Like, are his basics going to beat all the new models? Because these guys know all the basics too. It's not like they don't know what he knows. They know it. But now here's the thing. That's all Hoist does is the basics. Pretty much, right? Those fundamental moves.
I need to see what he's doing lately.
Now he might know more now. I mean, I'm sure he knows it.
He doesn't compete.
He doesn't compete.
Anymore,
so
who knows?
I'm sure he's savvy and he's familiar with all the new stuff. But does he actually go in there and try to train? Like, what would be his incentive?
Does he try to get super good at worm guard?
What's his incentive for that? He has no incentive to do
None.
that.
He can ride off his name.
He's good.
He's always fucking crazy. Shit.
So, and obviously, look at the reason they came up with these new moves is because they had to, because the fundamentals were kind of canceling each other out. So, like, hey, I have a new move for that. Now you're going into the realm of this new, uncharted thing called the truck, right? Right?
Yeah.
So
truck is the shit.
So that's why those moves became invented. They were invented those moves because the fundamentals were kind of canceling each other out.
You are saying some intelligent shit right now, Rod. You make sense.
I'd like to see it.
You make sense. I don't know that we have an answer again.
I know.
That is the theme of this show.
And we're just pulling out pulling out local black belts that are man. It's gonna sound like we're just now.
No, but imagine it was Gordon fucking Ryan.
Well, that's different.
See, wait. Now we're talking.
Oh, you mean
he's
Gordon Ryan against Hoist?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now we're talking. See, we're talking local.
That wouldn't even be close.
We're not even talking professionals.
We're talking local guys.
We're talking local guys who are just really fucking good.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were talking about a guy who made his living this way. The Rotolo brothers.
Oh, God.
They're the same size as Hoist.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be bad. That would be all bad. Yeah, it wouldn't get ugly.
So it's better to learn jiu-jitsu now. They're like 175, 180.
No, because wait, he's fighting Musamichi.
Oh, that's 165.
So he must be small then. Yeah, because
That's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be the fight of the year, I think.
But take him at 165. You think Hoist? Okay, take the one of the Rotolos.
Bro, you take
throw him in the UFC 1.
Demetrius Johnson. Oh my God.
Right, throw him in. Well, he's an actual MMA guy, but right.
I know. Oh, but he's great at jiu-jitsu.
Could you imagine if he was in UFC 1?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Remember the big sumo guy and
God,
shit?
Demetrius
And
Johnson would maul him.
They were like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
This guy's like 2'3", and he's beating
They'd have to
everybody
call him like
up.
the Tasmanian Devil because he's so fast.
No, they stuck with Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse still the shit.
Yeah.
Here I come to save the day. Shit. All right. Well, I don't know that we freaking really got anything solved. We rarely solve anything.
Hey, man, we're sharing.
But it's a fun ride.
It is a fun ride.
It's a fun ride.
Put in the comments who you think would win. And we don't have to say, let's just say a high level purple belt competitor of today in the gi versus
a high level competitor black belt of days of old.
No, Hoist Gracie.
Oh, fuck it. Hoist Gracie.
Keep it a Hoist Gracie. So we
Hoist.
transport in time our modern freaking competitor purple belt. Boop, throw him back to 1993. He fights Hoist Gracie in a not a UFC, in a jiu-jitsu match. Who wins?
So think about all the purple belts who are at your school or that you know that are tapping out black belts.
Because I say the black belts, it won't even be fair. I think they're going to maul him.
So
I think the brown belts maul. I'm saying purple belts.
Purple belt.
Yep.
Competitor purple belt.
Competitor one, not your hobbyist purple belt.
The purple belt here, like, oh, he's the black belt killer.
Yeah,
like that
guy.
Purple belt. Yeah. Wow. That's fun. That'll be good. I hope somebody throws some shit in there.
Yeah.
And they should, because it'll be important to them, right? And if it's important to them, they'll find a way. They'll comment. They'll make it happen. And, if it's not, I'll find an excuse. You won't put in shit there. I was too busy, Harold. I couldn't comment, man. I'm sorry. You're full of shit. Comment.
Subscribe, like, share.
All that.
I think we're good, right?
Hell yeah, we're good. Hoist. Hey, no offense, man. Don't beat me up.
Hey, man, we love you, Hoist, man. Hoist is my idol, dude. I love Hoist. But
I started jiu-jitsu
because of
Hoist fucking Gracie.
Because of Hoist.
Facts.
But, I mean, reality is things are what they are sometimes, right? Look, it's not his. He was just born at that era. He was only exposed to information.
He was a pioneer. He will always be in the Hall of Fame. He's that dude.
Yeah, he did it. And put it this way. What about the guy now? Go forward another 30 years. They're going to look at the black belts now like, oh, man, we'll maul these guys.
Like, he can't even float above the ground using his brain.
Yeah.
He won't be able to do that shit.
That's how it keeps everybody humble, right?
Hell yeah.
Keeps it going. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for watching. We'll check you guys out next week. In the meantime, just keep training.
Us. Hell yeah. Sorry, Hoist.
Yeah. How much you got on the clock? What's the rush?
Oh, I like it. What's the rush?
Yeah, because I saw this one dude did 2 videos. One's like how to get your blue belt in like 6 months. How to get your purple belt in 1 year. I'm like, oh my God, why would you want to be a purple belt in a year?
So you can compete. If you want to be a professional, makes sense. You want this to be your job. You want to get the most recognition as fast as possible, Stop. Okay. All right, sir. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. But just give me a good loud clap, though. I'm ready.